Hey everybody, Michael Snyder, California Weather Watch. Today is June 27th, and right now we are looking at the yesterday morning here, and we're going to scroll through this a bit, and you can see the lightning activity here across some of Nevada. We woke up yesterday morning to some of that marine layer along a lot of the coastal areas here as well. And if we scroll through the day yesterday, you notice we did have some thunderstorms pop up across some of the eastern Sierra Nevada here, off into portions of Nevada, Utah, Arizona, mainly northern Arizona, and some southern Arizona as well. And we scroll through there, you can see the thunderstorm activity continue on through the day yesterday. Now we start to merge into this morning here, and we don't have much of a thunderstorm chance across California today, but if you look, you can see some of the nice glorious sunshine on a lot of the coastal areas there as well. Some ongoing thunderstorms across northern Arizona. And we're going to dive into some of this fire ongoing here across some of near the Fresno area as well. We'll take a look at some of that in some detail here. We'll take a look at the extended forecast. Looks like we're going to have a pretty strong ridge try to build across California, which could really ramp up our heat here, especially as we go on into the early portion of July. And we'll go over that in a bit of detail here in a moment. Where's the fire? So you got the Basin Fire in the Fresno June lightning complex here that's over 9,000 acres as we speak. And this is kicking off pretty good amounts of smoke here. And this could be drifting off across portions of Death Valley, the Mojave, and a lot of Nevada as well, including Las Vegas. Now, if we take a look at some of the temperatures today really quickly before we dive back into the fires, Palm Springs 112, Thermal 112, Borrego Springs 112, pretty warm out there. You can see San Bernardino checking in 94. And if you want to beat the heat, get out towards the coastline. Here's Phoenix. Look at this, 113 by the time you get towards Sunday. With a little bit of some precipitation potentially as the monsoon activity continues as we go on in through the weekend and on into early next week. Might get a bump into that monsoon activity out there as well. And you can see the Phoenix National Weather Service Arizona as of yesterday did talk about the weather. The normal conditions are favored by the start of July. The above normal here across a lot of the Southwest could include some of California and Nevada at times as well. Now, the elevated fire danger here, San Joaquin Valley and Kern County deserts. We have the low relative humidity, some gusty winds at 25 miles per hour. Know your evacuation routes. These fires can grow, pretty rapidly out there as well. And, follow your local burn bans. Have your emergency supply kits ready to go. You guys know the drill. Now, if we take a look at this is the high resolution rapid refresh. This is vertically integrated smoke. So we put this into motion. This is the forecast for today as we go through the day today. You can see that smoke kicking off, the fires flaring back up as we go through the afternoon and evening hours, producing pretty good amounts of smoke. So if you're wondering where that's coming from, that's where it is right there. And a nice tool here we have to look at this high resolution rapid refresh here with as far as where the smoke is going to move. And if we take a look here, you can see the Fresno June lightning complex, about 9,200 acres right now. And again, this is what's producing the smoke and the Basin Fire out there as well, about 2,600 acres. Now, northern Arizona does have this thunderstorm potential here bouncing back as we go through Sunday and Monday. You can see some gusty winds and some heavy rain potentially there. And portions of Utah, again, will be under the gun. But you can see today, this is a nice graphic here the Salt Lake City National Weather Service does. They talk about the possibility of flash flooding concerns, and you can see some of these, Glen Canyon National Recreation Area probable. You can see Grand Gulch probable, and you can look at your individual location. And we do expect this to get better as we go tomorrow. So maybe a better day out there for a hike tomorrow. And if we take a look at day one thunderstorm outlook, there is some severe weather there across portions of Utah and into Colorado. It does include some of Arizona as well. And you can kind of click in here and see what threats these are. You can see the hail outlook, and you can see wind as well, kind of a wind threat there across a lot of Utah, pushing on into western Colorado. And this is the day two thunderstorm activity across mainly eastern Arizona, eastern Utah as well. Now, looking at excessive rainfall outlook, you can see it does include some of these areas here, the Four Corners region here, but not really including California or Nevada for today or tomorrow, just a marginal risk across southeast Arizona. Now, looking at daily 2-meter maximum temperature now, this is where we're going to see the reflection of that ridge building here, which we're going to look at with the European here in a moment. But first, we're going to look at the National Weather Models daily 2-meter maximum temperatures. This is for Saturday, Sunday, Monday. By the time we get to Monday, look at the hundreds return to a lot of the valley areas here, and we start to really warm things up. There's Tuesday, there's the 3rd. Look at this. Some temperatures potentially approaching 110 degrees and widespread across the valley areas, and even warming up to some of the coastal regions here as well, depending on just how this ridge sets up. Are we going to get some offshore winds just enough to really warm some of the coastal areas up? That is a good question as well. But look at the 4th of July, quite warm across the area. Death Valley, well over 120 degrees. And very warm across the desert areas as well. And just inland from the coast, some scorching temperatures. There's July 5th, 6th, 7th. We kind of hold on to that heat for a while there. So why is that occurring? Well, let's take a look at the European at 18,000 feet. This gives us a good general idea of ridge and trough position. So there's a system moving through the Pacific Northwest as we speak. And then we go through July 29th here, another weak trough slides through, but then look at this ridge really get amplified here as we start to head into the July 2nd and the 3rd time frame. And look at that ridge centered right over central and northern California. This would really bring some very intense heat. Look at this 600 dam here, the very intense ridge here across the West Coast. Sorry, I'm trying not to get too detailed. I'm not going to go into that information right now. Maybe I'll do a separate educational video. But the takeaway from this is the very strong ridge and the very warm conditions that would emerge across a lot of California. Look at this. By the time you go to this, will be when the fireworks are going off here, right centered across the Bay Area. This very intense ridge. So that's what would be bringing the heat here as we go on into the early portions of July. Then eventually, finally, it starts to back up across some of the southwest here again. Now, taking a look at the herd today, I just want to kind of show you that we're not expecting thunderstorm activity here across California, maybe a few thunderstorms across Nevada, but that activity mostly across Utah, Arizona, New Mexico, and Colorado for today. We'll scroll through tomorrow as well, and you can kind of see thunderstorm free across the state of California Friday also. This is the monsoon moisture here, actually. Let me just update this and get the most recent information. But you can see we had some of this moisture back up and across the area. That's why we were getting some of that monsoon moisture and some of the thunderstorm threat there. And you can kind of see how that's backed off here in the short term at least. And you can see some of that monsoon moisture still bubbling around across some of the Four Corners area and some of Arizona. Now, if we take a look here, this is for the next 48 hours, I should say, in the National Hurricane Center for the Eastern Pacific. Not expecting any tropical cyclone activity out there. We'll continue to watch that as well. And I believe this has an update. There we go. You see the above average signal kind of showing up here. This is no doubt going to get enhanced here over the next couple of days. So take that with a grain of salt. Let me update that one as well, and kind of showing signs of that ridge potentially building. But this again was yesterday. So take this with a grain of salt right now. I hesitated even showing these here today because this is probably going to be changing with the models trending with the very strong ridge coming up here as we go. I'll update that one just for the heck of it as well. But yeah, anyway, I hope you guys are going to have a good day out there, especially around the coastal areas. Get out and enjoy that sunshine here, but be prepared because it looks like we're going to get pretty darn warm here as we go into the first week of July. More on that here as we go. We'll get some better confidence as we go through the next couple of days as well, so stay tuned for that. But anyway, I hope you guys are having a good day. Otherwise, click like and subscribe. We'll do this all again tomorrow, and I will talk to you guys then.